What's going on, crypto fam? All right, I want to hop straight into this video. Today I want to talk about the SaitaRealty token, which is going to be the second token that's going to be in the Saitama ecosystem. So pretty much just look at it as like a brother or sister token, like in the Saitama ecosystem, right? But this token is going to be focusing on just different projects, and I'm going to actually read the description. I'm going to pretty much break down, I even show you everything we're going to talk about. So I'm going to cover what is SaitaRealty token, right? Then we're going to talk about, SaitaRealty token, the 100x potential that this token could have, on the launch date, when it comes out. Then we're going to talk about the SaitaRealty token release day, strategy, plan, and like expectations. And then we're going to talk about like all the smart advantages that can get you in and out fast, or get you in fast at a cheap fee. And if you want to continue holding the token, you can do so, also doing that. Or if you want to just, get in nice profit, get out, whatever. Then we're going to talk about SaitaRealty gold and aftermath of what I feel like is going to happen and stuff. Then we're going to cover the Saitama and SaitaRealty, like certain issues that people have, pretty much been, what's the other one? Oh yeah, then we're going to talk about the conclusion, right? The SaitaRealty, like high risk, high reward. And yeah, and sorry, I skipped this over. But yeah, we're going to talk about like the Saitama, SaitaRealty, like certain issues people have and everything. So going back over here. So first off, right, what is SaitaRealty token? This is what they have on their official white paper. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to go check out like all the information that's on this token. The way I did it, I pretty much made it to where it'd just be a bit like easier kind of understanding what everything's about. So so what is a SaitaRealty token? SaitaRealty is a real estate ecosystem powered by the community that will provide a range of opportunities in many different forms, like zero emission homes, multi-family dwelling units, condominiums, affordable housings, business complexes, and commercial land development. All right. Now, the release date, for those who don't know, the release date of this token is supposed to be March 1st. So pretty much in 2 days. It's supposed to be getting launched on Tuesday. I'm not sure the time, but I would definitely update y'all when I find out. All right. But yeah, March 1st is the launch date. How many SaitaRealty tokens are there? All right, so for the initial supply, right, so this is the amount of tokens that is going to be just in general as a whole of the token, and then we'll talk about like what's going to be like distributed and everything. So there's an initial 120 quadrillion tokens for SaitaRealty token. So it's still going to be one of those tokens that have a bunch of zeros in front of them, pretty much how Saitama first started off when it had like 9 or 10 zeros, something like that. It's going to be pretty much similar to that, right? Then yeah, as far as the token distribution, 40% of the tokens is going to be going towards the burn. So they're going to be burning 48 quadrillion tokens, and then 45% is going to go towards the liquidity pool, which is going to be 54 quadrillion. That's going to be going into the liquidity, and pretty much for them to put in the liquidity is pretty much just whenever they add tokens to the liquidity, it pretty much lets people know that there will be enough tokens to to have for people to buy and sell, enough tokens to pretty much be in there for people to pretty much transact with, right? Because you got to have enough tokens in the liquidity pool for people to transact, and and it won't mess the fees and mess the prices up and everything. But then it says 10% is going to the reserve pool. All right, usually reserve pools, they have reserve pools for let's say for example, they have like they'll put some tokens in the reserve pool for like future exchange listings. So let's say like there's going to be an exchange listing for Binance or an exchange listing for Coinbase or crypto.com or whatever. They would have to use some of those tokens that's put in the reserve pool for those exchange listings, right? So and then 5% is going towards development. And going back to reserve, this 10% for the reserve is actually it's going to be 12 quadrillion tokens that goes towards the reserve pool, and then 5% is going to go towards development, which is equal to 6 quadrillion tokens. All right. So next is the buying fee and sell fee. So for those who don't know, there is going to be a buy fee and a sell fee for SaitaRealty, right? So let's say you buy $100 worth of SaitaRealty tokens. 9% is coming out of that. Well, 9% is 9% of your of that $100 is going to be going towards like these fees that you see right here. So 1% is going to be like the redistribution, which is like the what's like the reflections, right? Like for the people who get rewarded for holding the token. 1% is going towards like burning tokens, so pretty much like taking the tokens out of circulation and send them to a dead wallet. And then 2% is going towards marketing, for whether it's going to be marketing for paying YouTubers to make videos or billboards or marketing like they've done with Saitama, like the Gervonta Davis boxing match, or even recently the UFC fighter that they pretty much had like a Saitama shirt on. He was pretty much promoting Saitama. And then 5% is going towards capital, right? So yeah, so let's say you was to put like $100 worth of SaitaRealty. 9% is pretty much what, $9, right? So that'll be $9 of SaitaRealty tokens that go towards these fees right here, right? And you'll keep your remaining $91 worth of SaitaRealty tokens. And then pretty much the same thing when you sell, right? So there's a buy fee and a sell fee. So let's say you want to sell, right? Now you want to sell that $91 or whatever the price. Let's say you want to sell, your $100 worth of SaitaRealty tokens. You'll only be getting $91 worth of it, right? Not including like the Ethereum gas transaction fees and stuff, because the same thing here is the same thing over here. It's 1% goes to redistribution, 1% to burn, 2% to marketing, 5% to capital, right? And then moving on over here, this is the tokenomics and token features, right? This is pretty much like the features and stuff that this token has. So one of the features is passive income in USD. So as far as this, right, I'm assuming like the fact that anyone who's holding SaitaRealty token, you'll be able to earn passive income in USD. So I'm assuming maybe we'll be able to earn passive income in USD like USD Tether, or I'm not sure exactly which USD they plan on trying to give people as a passive income, but I'm looking forward to that. What else? Then the quarterly revenue. From what I've learned, this whole the whole purpose of like buying into the SaitaRealty token and being an investor and holding the tokens is they plan on putting like the money that they've got from people, their investors. They plan on putting money into certain like areas and stuff, certain businesses and this, that, and the third. And then it's kind of like if that money, if that business or whatever, accumulates more money, they'll pretty much bring that money back to the holders and reward the holders. All right. I still got to look into it even more myself. All right. And then also right here it says a charity for homeless veterans. So some of the so I guess just some of the like percentage of the tokens will go towards like charity, right? Charity for homeless veterans. And then it says also I guess also the tokenomics says reserves for centralized exchange LP. So I guess this is going back to right here where it's like the sell fee and buy fee. Some of those tokens will just go automatically to the reserve pool. So that if we get listed on these other exchanges, they'll just have, liquidity pool. They'll just have like a liquidity pool for, just like a reserve pool for people who want to buy on different exchanges, and not, for people who I guess not only are going to use SaitaMask, but use other exchanges, right? Because not everybody's going to be using SaitaMask. That's like a fact. Some people are just going to prefer using like, crypto.com or Binance or whatever the case may be. So moving on right here, this is pretty much me breaking down why I feel like SaitaRealty could be or could have a 100x potential. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed going to have a 100x potential. It can have a 10x potential, 50x potential, but I'm just sticking with 100x because that's usually like the default amount that people kind of go when it comes to certain predictions on certain tokens. And even going based off of what I've seen with the Lily Finance token, I've seen Lily Finance did amazing. Lily Finance went from, let's just say like the market cap started at $1 million, and it shot up all the way to like 600, 700 million market cap. So that is done like hundreds of X's, depending on when you got in. If you got in like the first 50 holders, first 100 holders, you've definitely, you've for sure done over 100x if you got into Lily and all that other stuff. But yeah, so first off, right here, I said YouTube influencers. I believe YouTubers who will like cover or announce SaitaRealty token will draw in more like investors or just people who are interested in investing, right? So I feel like that's thousands of potential investors that are watching videos either now or in the future, right? I feel like this token is already high in demand. Like there's already a high demand for SaitaRealty. Why? Because Saitama itself has over 335,000 holders at the moment, right? I said even if 5% of Saitama holders were to buy in, that's around like 16,500 potential holders for SaitaRealty, right? So this is why I feel like, you know, the price can shoot up super quick. And I mean, even day one, I feel like the first 2 hours, regardless, is going to shoot up a crazy amount, because that's what really happens to the majority of all new tokens that are launched, especially if they're fair launch. If they're fair launch tokens, you have a lot of people who don't even who might not even be interested in the token, but they just come for the pump and dump phase of it, which a lot of tokens always have a pump and dump phase. If you look at, I'm sure if you go all the way back to like the beginning of when Saitama first came out, I'm sure the first day Saitama came out, it was a pump and dump, right? And then that's in that type of term, pump and dumps aren't always like bad, because when it's a new token, like I said, that day one thing, you can expect the pump and dump. And then it goes based off of how, you know, how a token goes neutral, or if it keeps going down, or if it eventually goes back up, yada yada. But yeah, and then I said also right here, I said Saitama Twitter. I said all Twitters combined. So I'm saying these are pretty much all the Saitama dev Twitters, the main Saitama official Twitter account, and the new SaitaRealty Twitter account. All these followers added up, they literally have hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter. All right. And I also put down here, I said other crypto communities will hop aboard. Other crypto communities who get listed on SaitaMask will have their eyes on SaitaRealty. Keep in mind, there's, I believe, like 5 or 6 new tokens that's supposed to be getting listed on SaitaMask. And just think of all those other communities that'll, you know, probably be interested in investing in SaitaRealty also, you know, because they already have their, you know, token getting listed on SaitaMask. And then it's like you have to buy Saitama in order to trade for more of the token that you originally came in with, right? So it's like people already might have extra Saitama, or they already might know how to buy Saitama because of that, and they, you know, they can easily just, you know, maybe buy some SaitaRealty. You know, you never know. And then I said right here, Twitter influencers. Twitter influencers are who are heavy into Saitama will help push SaitaRealty. Every time I'm on Twitter, I see a bunch of Twitter like influencers, or just Twitter like people who are like invested in Saitama or support the Saitama community. I be seeing people who, like, they're not YouTubers, but they have like thousands of followers on, you know, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, even myself, I used to think a lot of just the influence from, you know, people promoting coins and stuff really just came from YouTube, but it really comes from also Twitter. There's people who have thousands of followers on Twitter who, you know, talk about Saitama, and I'm sure we'll also talk about SaitaRealty, right? All right, then moving on, where it says SaitaRealty token release day. Talking about like my strategy, or certain strategies that people can use, like certain plans you can have, or certain expectations you can expect, right? So first off, one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't know about is adjusting the slippage, right? When it comes to buying new tokens, it's this little thing called like a slippage setting. And whenever you buy like tokens, even on Uniswap, it's on what's these other ones? I think like with One Exchange, Pancake Swap, any swap that you have when it comes to crypto, they give you a setting to where you can adjust the slippage. What the slippage does is it pretty much allows you a better chance of buying tokens when it's like the price is changing so dramatically, right? So the best thing to do is, or the best thing that I usually do is I'll put the slippage to 49%, because the higher the slippage pretty much means that you're able to squeeze in and try to get a transaction, a successful transaction, without having like a failed transaction. Because like I said, the price, I guarantee you the price is going to be like zooming, right? So just dive into more, a little more than that. I said how to buy SaitaRealty token. SaitaRealty is powered by Saitama, right? It's going to be pretty much, like I said, it's officially going to be on SaitaMask. SaitaRealty will be exclusive to SaitaMask only. Will only be able to buy SaitaRealty with Saitama. So yeah, going back to what I said before, in order to buy this token, you will not be able to trade Ethereum for SaitaRealty. You would have to buy Saitama with Ethereum, right? And then once you have your Saitama, then you'll be able to trade your Saitama for SaitaRealty, right? So yeah, maybe I'm sure that later down the line they'll start having ways you can buy SaitaRealty with different options like Ethereum and stuff. But when it comes to like the day one and the first few days and weeks and stuff, I'm sure they're going to have it exclusive Especially because this is their token. They're going to want people to buy Saitama to trade for it, right? Now, the high gas fees during SaitaRealty release, all right, you will need Ethereum for buying and selling, okay? So you would not only need Saitama, but you will also need Ethereum to cover the transaction fees to buy SaitaRealty. So you'll be needing Saitama and Ethereum to buy SaitaRealty. All right. Ethereum gas fees, which are like the transaction fees, they could range from $50 all the way up to like $1,000 when SaitaRealty is released. That's why going over here, I feel like the best time to get in while fees are cheap would be as early as possible. And when I mean as early as possible, I mean literally that, like those first few seconds when they say it's live. I feel like the earlier you get in, the fees are going to be cheaper because there won't be a huge amount of traffic. Because for those who don't know, when it comes to like Ethereum transaction fees, right? The transaction fees are based off of how much traffic and how much transactions are happening on the Ethereum network, right? So when there's a bunch of transaction people, there's a bunch of people who are going to be rushing to buy SaitaRealty, that can quickly drive the price from $50 to $500 in a matter of just like minutes, right? So you got to get in. I feel like you got to get in either super early to get the gas fees. That's why I have like down here, you get in super early, because once like this like little price chart thing right here, this is an example of what can happen for SaitaRealty. So let's say like at the start where they just announced that you get in early, the fees will be the usual fees of whatever Ethereum fees are for that day. So let's say the fees are $50. Let's say you get in super early, you pay $50, but more people start coming in, right? More and more people start coming in. It's like you have a bunch of people you have thousands of people trying to cram into like a small door, just one door. The fees, like the price start going up, right? That's when the fees start going up, the Ethereum fees start going up. And then when it hits that like peak, I feel like the fees might be like hundreds of dollars, or maybe even $1,000, right? And then usually, because I've seen this happen to like multiple cryptos, because this won't be my first like fair launch or new crypto token like launch. I've been a part of like several crypto launches like that were brand new, and I've seen this happen like every time. Usually when the price price start going back down because people start taking their profit, and they start selling, the price starts going down, and then that's when the fees start going back down, a few $100s or whatever. And then that's when later like super later on, that's when you might be able to buy in later and then get that cheap gas fee again. Because I'll tell you guys right now, not everybody's going to be able to pay for the gas fees. I'll talk about that a little more later down the line. And then right here it says SaitaRealty can pump crazy then drop crazy at some point, right? So right here it says crypto history repeats itself. We can see like a pump, right? We can see like when they first announced it, we could see a pump, and then we could probably see it maybe kind of go neutral a little bit, from people selling and buying at the same time, and then we might see it start dumping afterwards, right? I've seen that happen several times. And then sometimes we can either see it like pump again, we can either like see it pump again, or we could probably see it keep dumping, right? We could see it keep dumping, or we could start seeing it just go like neutral, all right? For SaitaRealty, the fact that it's going to be a lot of people from the Saitama community who already believe in Saitama, the price may hold a little bit longer because there's people who I feel like are going to be planning on holding this token already long term, even though like I feel like they like literally it's going to be launching tomorrow. It's going to be launching 2 days from now, right? And I feel like there's people who already just have it in their brain they're going to have it held long term. There's going to be people who have it in their brain that they're literally only going to be buying it to pump and dump it. So we would definitely see once where the price is going to start going neutral or sideways or whatever. But yeah, definitely got to watch the chart and stuff. That's where right here it says watch the SaitaRealty token chart after release. So what I usually do is I'll go to like DEX tools. For those who don't know, I'll even click right here. You can go to like DEX tools or whatever type of like trading view or whatever website you use to track it, and pretty much just try to wait to see, like just go to the chart. I will put it on the 1 minute chart, and then just maybe have like there's certain like apps, not apps, but there's certain like browser extensions that you can download for your computer, like your computer browser, like Chrome extensions, to where like it'll refresh the page for you every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds. I think I'm gonna use one of those to where I can, you know, keep refreshing the page so I can see as soon as I see I'm refreshing the page, and as soon as I see like this little green bar go up, that already let me know that it's open and it's time to trade, right? Because that's the whole goal of trying to get in early, right? So yeah, you can use Dex Tools, Dex Guru, and other charts to keep an eye on, like, you know, the SaitaRealty balance, and, you know, show how much, like, you know, profit that you've already gotten. So you pretty much gonna have to just like look at the charts, look at, you know, your balance on SaitaMask, and see how that's going up and everything. So definitely keep an eye on that. And then moving on, it says all smart advantages that can get you in and out fast. Like I said, adjust the transaction slippage to 49%. Doing this allows you to squeeze in and have a better chance of having a successful transaction. And I just gave like an example. Like if you have the slippage at 1%, you know, it's a smaller window as far as like what you're agreeing to pay to get in. So let's say if it's 1%, you may pay like $1 to $2. But like I said, the price of this token inside of SaitaRealty is going to be going up so fast that if you were trying to do it on 1%, I highly doubt that you'll be able to get in. All right, because when the price is shooting up, when the price is moving up and down so fast, you have to have a wider slippage, because it's pretty much you like agreeing like, all right, I'll pay an extra $5, or I'll pay an extra this or whatever to try to get in early. You do have to be careful doing this, because the higher slippage pretty much means that you are agreeing to paying more to try to get that transaction through. Of course, this is only beneficial when I feel like it works. When you actually do it right, successfully, then, you know, it pays off, because if the profit is bigger than what you've spent on the slippage fee, then it doesn't matter, right? So I'll definitely look on YouTube and check out some videos about slippage and when to use it and and how it works and everything. And then moving on, it says SaitaRealty and Saitama prices could be changed. Not could be changed. SaitaRealty and Saitama prices could change quickly, based off of the fact of, like I said right here, I said because there will be so many people trying to buy in on SaitaRealty, the price will change very quickly. I said this is why high slippage is very important. Then I said having SaitaRealty chart open at all times. I said they may or may not share the SaitaRealty chart link with us early. Sometimes they'll share the chart minutes or seconds before the launch, but you do want to get in early. You do want to get on the chart early. Sometimes, like I've been a part of like new token launches where they might share the chart with you like after they launched it, or they'll share with you early. But sometimes, like even if they don't share with you early, there are certain ways that you could try to like find it early. You know, something like as long as you could try to find the address, or if you have a friend or somebody who has the address. I wouldn't trust a random person who's telling you the address is this, because keep in mind there's going to be a lot of fake SaitaRealty tokens out there. You're gonna have to watch out for these fake tokens. I've already seen a fake SaitaRealty token. It was like a BNB token. Like this token isn't even on BNB network. It's not even on the Binance network. It's on the Ethereum network. So you definitely will have to watch out for scams and stuff, right? And then I said a trick to getting the Lily chart. Oh my God, not the Lily chart. I meant the SaitaRealty chart. Let me change this real quick. All right. Because at first, I was actually doing all right. All right, so a trick to getting the SaitaRealty chart as early as possible. I said this may or may not work. I said a trick to getting the SaitaRealty chart as early as possible. You can go to Dex Tools, click on like a random token, like pretty much where Saitama is. And if up here, I don't think you can probably see it up here, but in the URL, yeah, I don't think you guys can actually see this, but yeah, in the URL at the like in the where you put the link in, if you have the correct SaitaRealty address, like token address, you can just put that into the Dex Tools link, and it'll like pretty much show you the chart for SaitaRealty. But I don't even know the SaitaRealty what do you token address right now. So as of right now, I would probably just ignore this right now, especially if you're not like experienced and trying to find it. I would just ignore this part. And then like going back to what I said about the like the Google extension, I said you can use an auto refresh Google extension. I said when SaitaRealty token goes live, it'll just start exploding upwards on the chart with no warning. And then I said sometimes the devs give invalid announcements. And then I said this, like for an example, a dev team says the token will release exactly at 5 p.m., but it could release at 4:58 or 4:05. And that's one of the worst things. That's actually happened to me. It's been times where like the dev team was like, "Yo, we're going to launch the token at exactly 8 o'clock in the morning," and they ended up like launching it at 7:50 in the morning. And like I pretty much like it was no point at that time, because even though it was just a 10 minute like late, me being late, that 10 minutes already, it was already a huge pump and dump by that time. So definitely got to make sure you're getting in early as possible. Again, then right here, I said SaitaRealty, gold, and aftermath. All right. So I said better safe than sorry. Some people will wait to the very last second of the SaitaRealty pump to try and get the max profit, which is very risky. I said high risk, high reward. And then I said, how much am I going to invest into SaitaRealty? Me personally, I plan on putting like a few $100 in, just because like let's say I was to put $100 in and I was to get like a 5x in. That would be $500. I'll be able to turn $100 into $500. Of course, this is not with the fees, the buy and sell fee included, but just to give you an example. So yeah, if we were to put like $100 in and get like a 10x, that could be a potential $1,000. Or if we just put $100 in and get a 50x, that could be a potential $5,000, right? But like I said, this is going by people who want to get in and take some profit off. And you can take some profit off. You can leave it all in there. You can leave some in there, take the profit off. Whatever the decision you make is your decision, right? Don't be one of those people who just feel like, yo, like don't sell, just buy and hold. Nah, fuck that. If you want to buy some and then sell all of it, that's your priority. That's your decision. If you want to buy some and hold it until 10 years, that's your decision. All right. Don't let anybody like make you feel bad or whatever for doing what you want to do. All right. Don't be a follower in this type of crypto space. Just make sure you make the decisions best for you and your family. So yeah. Then I said, how will Saitama price react to this? I said Saitama can see a pump since people would need to buy Saitama to trade for SaitaRealty. And then I said, then we may see Saitama go down while people are swapping it for SaitaRealty. Then when people cash out their SaitaRealty, it'll go right back into their Saitama bag. And then from there, people can decide to keep holding their Saitama profits in Saitama, or people can decide to sell their Saitama for Ethereum and just cash out. So it's certain ways that can, it can go as far as the price, movement as far as Saitama and SaitaRealty. Then I said SaitaRealty token future potential. I said depending on what Saitama team has in store for its first week, will determine how many people will keep holding or sell their SaitaRealty tokens. And I said then later down the line we will see how SaitaRealty performs based off community and dev team. And then I said some people will be stuck holding their SaitaRealty token bag, and the reasons being is because some people will have enough Ethereum to go cover their buy transaction fee, which is their like Ethereum gas fee, but they won't have enough to cover the sell transaction fee. So some people might have enough Ethereum to get them to buy in, and if they try to buy in at a certain price, especially at the peak where like the fees are the highest, they might not be able to sell at that high price that they're trying to sell and get out on, and they may be stuck until the Ethereum gas fees go down, right? And I noticed sometimes like the failed transactions, like sometimes you might lose Ethereum when it's a failed transaction. That's why I always say when you do these type of things, it's always good to have like backup Ethereum, like extra Ethereum to cover just fees and stuff in case failed transactions or the fees are higher than you expect. But yeah. And also if you're wondering what's a good amount of Ethereum to have, me personally, I would say like $1,000 is good. And the earlier you get in will be even better, because the earlier you get in, the fees shouldn't be as high. But of course, when you're trying to sell at the highest price target, you're going to have to expect that's when the prices, like the Ethereum gas fee, is going to be high. So you're going to have a lot of extra Ethereum. So I would say a few $100 worth or $1,000 worth. I just gotta just, you know, it's also based off how much you plan on buying when it comes to SaitaRealty, right? Then right here I said Saitama and SaitaRealty issues. I said tokenomics concern. Some people don't like the 9% buy and sell fee, even though like it's an incentive to, like, you know, it's an incentive to hold and contribute to the token. And then I said buy and sell tax goes to investing, but if you no longer hold SaitaRealty, will people still benefit? I don't think, like, I watched the video of this guy discussing, like, all right, so like the 9% buy and 9% sell fee is supposed to go towards, obviously, like the SaitaRealty, you know, marketing and this, that, and the third. And of course, they've said that, you know, anyone who's holding the token will benefit, you know, the rewards when they come, you know, when they invest the money, and then they try to bring those benefits and stuff back to the holders. But it's kind of like once you paid that fee, let's say you did sell your tokens, it's kind of like you're not a holder no more, right? Unless, like, if you were to sell all your tokens, even though they catch your buy and sell fee, I don't think that you'll still get the benefits because you're not a holder. You're technically not holding, like, these tokens, you know? Like, there might be a buy and sell fee for when you buy stocks, but regardless of not, if you're not holding those stocks no more, you don't get benefits. Like the benefits don't come to the people who's not holding the stock anymore, right? So why would the benefits come to the people who's not holding SaitaRealty anymore? So it's kind of like them things where, yeah. So it's pretty much just like I said, if anybody's wondering that, I feel like you will only benefit, you know, all the tokenomics and everything else when you are continue to hold, because I mean it doesn't make sense if you sold it but you're still somehow, like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. And then I said the Saitama team, you know, over promising and under delivering, all the way from, I would say, like the Las Vegas event all the way to now. There's been like countless just times where the Saitama team, you know, pretty much said that something was going to happen, like either an exchange listing was going to happen, SaitaMask was going to come out this day. They said that multiple times, and, like, you know, it's always been delayed, or, you know, they've just, it just been so many things where it's certain, like, and I'll just read this part right here. Saitama team, you know, just rushing projects, you know, pushing dates that were not successful on multiple occasions, and even still now, like, SaitaMask still isn't fully functioning properly, right? So like, and this is something I even, you know, spoke on, and I even agreed with, and even moving on to this part right here, I said that Saitama, I feel like Saitama, like the Saitama team was acting off emotion when it came to them just randomly announcing, like, the SaitaRealty token, because once the Lily token announced on Twitter that they weren't going to be, you know, listing on or launching on SaitaMask anymore, literally, like, the next day, the Saitama team, that's when they posted the whole SaitaRealty token and everything. So I feel like they're literally only really releasing this token based off of, like, you know, their issues with Lily. You know, it's kind of like, oh, okay, Lily doesn't want to, you know, they don't want to be our exclusive token that we've already told people about. If they don't want to be they don't want to be exclusive on our platform, then we'll just, you know, throw our own token out there. And I feel like this is definitely like an emotion-based move, you know, chess move when it comes to it. I mean, regardless, I'm still going to invest in it because I feel like it could, you know, it can do a nice pump. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like they literally are trying to push this because the whole Lily thing, which is going back to the whole thing as far as, like, trying to push like they're rushing projects that obviously aren't even, like, ready to be released, you know. So yeah, these are just certain, like, issues that not only I've spoke on, I've agreed with, but a lot of other people agreed with, right? And I've always said this before on my YouTube channel, and I've said this on Twitter. Don't be one of those people who are just like followers. Don't be like a cult member where, you know, some random person who's just talking about it, like, yo, man, like, everybody who's, you know, talking this and saying this are fudders. Not every negative thing about Saitama is FUD. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I have a lot of, like, faith in Saitama. I have a lot of, you know, like, what's the word? I feel like Saitama has a lot of potential, but at the end of the day, I've seen multiple tokens that had a lot of potential, and they were actually they were crap. They didn't go anywhere because the team kept over promising, or they just weren't delivering, you know? So at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is make sure you do your own research. Make sure you believe in your gut feeling. Don't believe in somebody else because they have the name Saitama in front of their name, or they have the word Saita in front of their name. Just because somebody has the name Saita or Saitama in front of their name, don't mean they know the future for Saitama. All right, a lot of them come off as fanboys. I ain't even gonna lie. There's some people who they're like, and this isn't just Saitama. There's a lot of other cryptocurrency communities that I feel like are cool, but every community has a lot of people who are just followers and fanboys who like even if the project is complete shit, they still like are worshiping it. And I've never tried to be that way. All I try to tell people is, like I said, do your own research, invest in what you believe has potential, and just listen to your own voice. It's cool to listen to people and take certain advice, and just certain pick certain advice that you feel like fits with you. But don't just ride a bandwagon. Do not ride a bandwagon, because that's how you get screwed in this market. All right, that's how you end up losing money, and we're not trying to lose money, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, I have no hard feelings on Saitama. At the end of the day, I know that dealing with the Saitama team, the team itself is volatile. I feel like this project itself is just high risk, high reward. And like I said, I feel like it comes down to knowing when to get in, knowing when to get out, and doing your research, All right, that's what it's all about. And then right here, I said conclusion: SaitaRealty is high risk, high reward. I said invest what you can afford to lose. I said some people invest too much money and they end up losing money because they weren't prepared and didn't do enough research. And when I say do your own research, I mean go, like, if you're invested into like a crypto, go to that crypto's official Twitter. Check out the developer team. Check out like their Telegram. Check out certain like videos on YouTube where people kind of keep you updated on it and stuff. See if you could contact the developers. Some developers actually reach out and talk to their investors and stuff in the Telegram. And then I said right here, it says some people are literally buying SaitaRealty token to dump it. This happens to a lot of tokens, all right? Not everyone is planning to hold SaitaRealty for weeks, months, or years. Some people are literally going to just buy in and sell as soon as they can. That's how it is when it comes to new token launches. Like, there's literally going to be somebody who comes in, buy as much as buy whatever, and then sell it at the peak and never look back at this token. All right, like that even happened with the Lily Finance token. Like, that happens with a lot of tokens. So just be prepared to see a coin pump, prepared to see it start dumping, start going down from people selling off, and just be prepared to do whatever you want to do. You want to buy more, you want to hold, you want to sell, you want to whatever. And then I said SaitaRealty already has a negative light on it. I said with all the Saitama drama, the delays and issues and stuff that already exist, it's already a risky investment. Going back to what I was saying before, I feel like the Saitama team, I feel like they're not organized. They rush too much. Like I said, they overpromise, they underdeliver. And I mean, it's just like I said, I feel like a lot of people who've been around to witness that with Saitama, it's kind of like you already know what you can expect with SaitaRealty token, because we've already seen it happen with Saitama. I would be more than happy to see SaitaRealty shoot to the moon and it keeps pumping and everything this token stands for is solid and is working. I would love to see that. Honestly, I'll be the first to announce that I'm happy that they're achieving something. But at the end of the day, I go based off what I've seen, and I've seen a lot of stuff that I haven't liked. So yeah, but we'll see when it comes to SaitaRealty. And then I said if you can get in early and get out with a 5x or 10x or 20x, that would be considered lucky. I said if you continue to hold, hopefully SaitaRealty keeps going up, but eventually every token is going to have a sell-off. Every token is going to have some consolidation phase. Every token is going to have some type of moment where it goes neutral or stagnant, whatever you want to call it, or this, that, and the third. But yeah, so pretty much all that stuff gathered up, Like I said, I still plan on putting a few $100 towards it because I already know that it's going to be pumping up. I'm gonna try to, you know, get in, get some profit, and then go based, and then pretty much check, like, to watch the chart and see how it continues to grow or it continues to, you know, decline or yada yada yada, and see how it goes. And excuse me. And honestly, like, just looking back, I feel like if you really take a look back, you can tell that this is just like this. I feel like this token wasn't supposed to be announced to us this early. And like I said, going back to 4, I feel like they literally only announced this. I feel like they literally only announced this because the Lily Finance didn't want to get listed on their SaitaMask, right? So I feel like this is an early project. I feel like this is I feel like this could just be another Saitama token where it's like the token is out, and then like it may be months or even years before stuff start kicking in for this token. All right, if you're a long-term holder, then you got nothing to worry about. I don't mind long-term holding for certain projects, but when it comes to Saitama, I don't know. They ain't really got my my trust like that. So but yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think about this. And yes, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this video helped. Leave any questions or comments, you know, obviously in the comment section. If you want to reach out to me, my Twitter is @Canoob77 for any you know, any questions, personal DMs, whatever. That's the best way to reach me. And yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think about this token. Are you going to invest in SaitaRealty? If you are, let me know in the comment section. And other than that, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all you know, being supportive for this long. I know I haven't been making that much content, but I am trying to start making, you know, getting back to the content creating and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I love y'all. Be safe. Catch y'all soon. Peace.